amigos y amigas de Breaking News Beer and Coffee. Aquí estamos, un episodio más, un capítulo más, y estamos en vivo. Este que te habla, Jorge Ramos Lugo. Aquí estoy con Enrique Fernández, Arturo Ferrer, y estamos con la compañía de nuestros amigos de Leatherback Brewing Company, directamente desde Santa Cruz, St. Croix, y los vírgenes estadounidenses. Bienvenidos, ¿cómo están ustedes? Saludos, amigos.
Vas a tener que bajarlo un poco porque yo creo que se va a escuchar el feedback.
How you doing, Paki? How you doing, Alan, baby?
What's up, guys? How are you?
How are you?
Oh, we're great.
We're doing great. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you fine. At least Paki, 100%.
So this is Mac over at the brewery in St. Croix, our main distribution facility. And in the other screen is my partner, Aaron, and our head brewmaster, Dave. They're representing us from St. Thomas at our soon-to-be-open St. Thomas Tasting Room and Brewery. So we're here to do some awesome beer tasting with you guys and answer any question that you want to throw at us.
Awesome. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Appreciate the time. Cualquier persona que tenga preguntas, etcétera, en los comments, ya saben, Facebook, YouTube Live, lo escriben ahí mismo en el video y lo podemos ver nosotros por acá. Jorge, ¿con qué beer empezamos?
So,
which beer should we start with? Lima.
With the Lima or the?
Well, I'd love to turn that over to Dave Bronstein, our head brewmaster. Dave, which beer do you want to start with today?
David, the Lima or the Martin?
You can't hear us?
I think they're at. I think
there he is. Give us an extreme close-up, Dave.
Vamos a empezar con la.
Let's begin with the.
I think you had said the Lima, right, Paki?
That's what I'm drinking right now. So
Lima. Oh, man.
There we go.
First.
All right, I went on draft on this one. Sorry, guys.
So, David, can you talk about a little bit of the Lima Picante? How do you come with the recipe? What we have? This is a blonde ale with chilies and lime, right?
Lime.
Yeah, absolutely. I love playing with chili peppers. It's certainly a fine line, getting it between spicy enough and not too spicy. But when you hit it right, I think it's really good. And that little bit of lime juice and some lime zest really kicks it up a notch, and this makes a really refreshing drink.
So it has 4.8 alcohol by volume.
Whoa.
It's the base beer is blonde ale, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome.
Which yeast do you use for this for your blondes?
That one used the California ale yeast.
California ale yeast, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, it's have that. It's kind of lagerish. It's very clean. It's very lagerish. This yeast.
I mean, I
it's very
used
clean.
to be.
Yeah.
You can use that yeast for just about anything.
Yeah.
But it's really clean, but works also well in hoppy beers and all the other kinds of things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really nice. You can smell the a little bit of
the peppers. Yeah.
Of the peppers.
Yeah.
Also in mouth you can feel the peppers also with the lime juice. Also you can feel it like the citrusy of the lemon.
Yeah.
Really refreshing.
What kind of pepper do you use in the recipe?
We used, I think it was 40 pounds of local peppers that they call seasoned peppers.
Seasoned peppers, yeah. That's a smell.
So they're not too spicy, but they have a great flavor.
Yeah.
And then we use some habanero on top of that just to give it some kick.
Nice.
Yeah. The sweet peppers, for the people that don't know, is the one that we use to make the sofrito. the round ones. It's like
Como
little
ají.
one rounds. Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
round
right. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's weird. The green ones are the hot ones, and the red ones are the sweet ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would expect it to be the other way around.
Yeah, you expect the color to bring some heat, and then you eat that, and it's like, oh, it's like a bell pepper. And then you eat a green one, and it'll burn your ass.
This beer is honestly, I thought it was gonna be way more spicy, but it's just a lot of the pepper flavor, which
Yeah,
I
it's a lot
enjoy.
of- yeah.
You get that slight, spicy crispiness, but it's more flavor and the aroma, which is it's
And the-
cool, something different.
Yeah, and the yeast make the pepper to get the first note is like it's in the front because the yeast is so neutral that give the moment for the pepper.
Right.
It's a very nice one. Very nice, man.
So going into a little bit of
Good
just
hot weather beer.
general background of Leatherback. How did you guys get started? How did you start getting into the brewing world?
That's it.
How'd you come up with the name? Obviously, the turtle. It's an awesome. I love your branding. But if you want to just give us like a general.
Sure. So back in 2017, Aaron and I, my partner, met, and we just got talking about beer, and we had similar interest in the love of craft beer and great beer. And if you've ever been to the VI pre-Leatherback, you'll realize that there was no good fresh craft beer here. It was, a year to 2 year old stuff brought in from the States that made from great breweries, but by the time it got here, it was no good. So we had a lot of similar interest, and we both were kind of in between careers at that point, kind of looking to do something next. And we brought in a couple other partners. One of our partners is Scott, who's an attorney on island here, and another partner is John, who owns a brewery in Pottstown, Pennsylvania called Fly Fox. So the four of us got together one day over a few beers, of course, and just started talking about logistics. And in a matter of a few hours, I think we just said, okay, we can do this. And lo and behold, here we are a few years later. A lot of drama in between. Obviously, we started doing in June 2017 is when we started demo on our current building for build out. And September 14th of 2017, we were ready to start building out Leatherback Brewing Company after demo. I think it was a few days later we got hit by Hurricane Maria. So,
Oh man, yeah.
So in the middle of getting all that done, Dave had just moved to St. Croix to take the head brewmaster job with his wife Ivy, who is our retail and marketing manager, and their daughter. So they had gotten to St. Croix a week before Hurricane Maria, and basically the people you're looking at on video, plus maybe another 3 to 5 other people, built all of Leatherback Brewing Company and what we are today. So it was no short feat, and it's been an interesting ride, and we're looking for best days coming,
Nice.
As far as the branding and the naming, we kind of have vote by committee. Aaron had a lot of time in the Nature Conservancy throughout his career, and has been really involved with DPNR, which was Planning and Natural Resources here in St. Croix. So he was very in touch with the base of how leatherback turtles were repopulated through the Caribbean and how they were on the endangered species. But through our work here in St. Croix and other parts of the VI in Puerto Rico, they have made a great comeback and they are removed off the endangered species list now. It's mainly because of the work done here in the Caribbean. So it was very fitting to us, and Aaron's the expert on that. So I think I'll kick that over to him when it comes to that.
All the beers, I love that all the beers have this, obvious marine island vibe, which pairs really well with Puerto Rico. I think that's one of the reasons why the branding here is. I think people in general here have really enjoyed the beers. Apart from being fantastic, I gotta say I haven't tried a single average beer from you guys. They've all been really, really
very good,
tasty, very clean.
And
they're brewed well.
He's very picky about how he does things, which is what you want in a brewmaster. And us VI people and Puerto Ricans, we're cut from the same cloth, man. We all have the same challenges. We all go through the same stuff with hurricanes and power issues and all that stuff. So, you know, we are very similar to our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, you know, and we just try to make sure that we portray that in all of our beers. We're not just a St. Croix beer. To us, we're a Caribbean beer. And all of our branding is important to us that we want to be all inclusive of Puerto Rico and the USVI and the BVI and Down Island and everywhere. You know, we all go through a lot. We might be different countries and different states and different territories, but we're all in this together. So let's make some great beer and drink some great beer together.
Nice. Joey, ¿nos escucha?
You guys hear us pretty good?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you a lot better now, right?
Okay, I want to just add about the name Leatherback. All right, with Leatherback, for us, it was important because one of the cool things about those turtles is they are from the Caribbean and other parts of the world. They leave, they're global travelers, but they always come home. And a lot of us in the islands do that very same thing. So it became an easy namesake of a big, majestic creature that is native to our islands. But also has that global connections, but always comes back. I think that's pretty cool.
I think that Leatherbacks are the biggest marine turtles in the world.
Yeah, they're probably up there.
Yeah.
En los comments aquí, we have a couple people. Fernando says he loves the chilies, aroma, flavor.
Saludos, Fernando.
Beers. Sounds about right.
William, Ricky, ¿qué es la que hay?
William, salud.
So, I'm going to change to Spanish. Esta cerveza está bien buena, o sea, está bien refrescante. No está, como hablamos ahorita, no está overwhelming, no está los chilis, pero no está.
No pica.
No pica, o sea, es más sabor, como dijo Kike ahorita, más sabor que el mismo picante de los chilis.
Yeah, I'm usually not a huge fan of having spicy beers and chilies and beers, but I gotta say I'm enjoying this, and it's more refreshing than.
Buena pregunta.
It's like the beers is like
when the COVID end.
It's like biting the sweet pepper, literally. It's very it have that sweet pepper aroma and the flavor is the same. It's the same flavor of the sweet peppers. It's like drinking sweet peppers.
So,
very nice.
Packy or David or Aaron, how do you guys decide on like what new beer you're gonna make next? How does the process work? Does just David come up with all the brewing ideas, or do you all pitch in and like how do you guys decide what's your next brew?
We got a big dartboard in the back.
Just
no. We discuss different things, and a lot of it has to do with what we can get our hands on. A lot of the stuff we did was inspired by Caribbean flavors, and I'll let Dave, if he's got any bandwidth over there, explain it more. But most of our inspiration comes from Caribbean flavors, be it lemongrass, be it basil, be it acerola cherries, and some of our other things. We generally want to source everything from the Caribbean, and if we can't source it here, we want the style to be inspired by our roots and the roots of our market.
Nice.
But Dave's also kind of weird, and he plays a lot of stuff. So we do a lot of 2-barrel fun stuff out here in the tasting room. That we'll pull off 2 barrels of IPA or this, and we'll go through whatever we can get our hands on, which is really cool. The trees down here. And that's honestly how the Guanabana Double IPA came about, which is Joey's favorite beer. That came about from just playing with Soursop or Guanabana and doing a 2-barrel small batch, and it was a hit. And all of a sudden, it just took off. So we'll talk more about that one later.
That was a good one. I had the chance to try a little bit from a growler. I think Aaron took to La Esquinita when he, I don't know, one of the first trips you guys made to the island, and it was a really good. It was a double IPA, Guanabana double IPA.
Yeah, that's our December, January beer. So it was the very first entrance into Puerto Rico market for us. That beer was out, and it was a super limited supply. But we got much bigger plans coming for that next year. So we'll see that beer put out throughout the island in cans and kegs.
Somebody was asking, is this like only the start with you guys joining the beer movement in the Caribbean? You guys are just about to open a tap room in St. Thomas. You want to tell people about that? When do you plan to have it open? I'm sure a lot of Puerto Ricans can.
Yeah, so that's where Aaron and Dave are now. I'm going to turn this over to Aaron. He's going to give you a little walkthrough of our soon-to-be completed St. Thomas brew pub.
They're literally in the St. Thomas brew pub right now. Right? Awesome.
So you are on the two locations, in St. Croix and St. Thomas.
That's right. We are obviously under construction. Can you guys see our construction site right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we have a second brewery here. We're using St. Thomas for our development. This is our inside bar, an outside bar, and we're very much under construction. But we're about a month from opening. So this is our brewery space.
Nice.
How many barrels is
the brew house?
That brewery, the brew house in
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
So in St. Thomas, we have a 5-barrel brew house. That's that tank right there.
Okay.
This is where we're using St. Thomas is where we're going to focus our innovation and development projects. We're going to do a lot of experimentation out of this particular facility. Our St. Croix is a much larger facility, and Packy's sitting in front of the system there. We'll focus that on production. This is where we're going to have one of our 3 brewers is based here. That's David back there standing in the brewery space.
Hi, David.
We'll have 5-barrel system. We're still very much in the process of hanging key components to the system, running the glycol, piping, and plumbing. We'll have 32 taps here, so we'll have a large variety of beer that we produce.
Nice.
The facility is located near the cruise dock, and the cruise ship should have no problem getting in here. But we also have an inside bar, an outside bar, and then a mezzanine level up there behind me.
Wow.
So a lot of what we do is we'd like to focus on education in our brewery spaces. So this brewery is designed to be highly visible, the process, and to be highly engaging of the public in the beer making process.
Cool.
I would take you outside, but it's very dark. There's no lights.
I'm gonna guess the answer is no, but we're not gonna see any of the 5-barrel brews in Puerto Rico, right?
If it's a hit,
well, you might see that after it goes through development process. Yeah. So the 2 tasting rooms, the St. Croix tasting room and the St. Thomas tasting room, will feature the new product beers, and what is successful, what grows legs, what grows on us or our customer base will definitely be shared throughout the region. We have our limited release series, which Packy talked about a little while ago, with a pretty aggressive brew schedule that we can and package and distribute throughout the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Joey's been very supportive of that. And so we do have, it definitely folds into what's coming out of our production in the near future. But with the increased production happening on St. Croix, we have less available time in the brew schedule to do new experimentation. So this particular 5-barrel system that we had made by Portland Kettle Works is really important to our product development here in Leatherback.
Nice.
Cool. So that's gonna be basically your new pilot system plus
pilot
tap
system
room / brew.
Your lab,
we're we'll be opening in October, early October in St. Thomas.
That's
production as well.
quick. Yeah, that's awesome.
Kike, I got a way you can get some beer there. Got to get one of your friends that travel every weekend from Fajardo over to the VI. Just give them a growler and say, stop by.
We have to go.
Super fresh.
We have to go to your facilities and make some video for the facilities and bring on in the next or maybe next show.
Next year.
Not to show our cards, but our next tasting room plan would be somewhere in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, nice.
But we're gonna get this one done first. We're not gonna count our chickens here. That is our next natural growth cycle: is to put a home base of at least a brew pub in Puerto Rico to have a similar thing and showcase our ability and our brand, and then another pilot system. You know what I mean? That's even more geared towards Puerto Rican styles and flavors, more so the VI. So that is in the 5-year plan, is to get into the Puerto Rico market with a brew pub. So
nice.
There's no location chosen yet, but we're working on it always.
Yeah, man, we've been wanting to do that for a long time. You got a lot of friends over there in this business, so we're excited for that opportunity someday.
I already feel like Leatherback has been like a new local brewery in Puerto Rico, because we get your beer so quick and so fresh that it's almost like having another brewery in the block, which is awesome.
Well, having great partners like Ballester and Joey has been great, because he's got the same idea as us. It's hard to get fresh beer here in the Caribbean, and if we have ways to get it weekly from here to there, there's no reason to send a 40-foot container and have that stuff get old, man. We'll send it by the pallet. That was a strategy we worked out with their team when we started this, because we don't ever want to see a beer that's out of date in Puerto Rico, just like we don't ever want to see a beer that's out of date here in St. Croix or St. Thomas or St. John. So we approach Puerto Rico as the same as we would approach St. Thomas and St. John. It's got to hold up to our quality and our standards of being fresh and representing our brand the way we want it to be.
One of the most recent, I think, examples of the freshness was when you guys did the All Together IPA. That was that was amazing. You don't see that every day. You crack open a can and you can smell it like 5 feet away from you.
Yeah.
You're drinking something fresh and really good.
Really nice brew. Really nice.
Yeah, that All Together is great. Dave really spearheaded that one. As soon as he saw all that coming out, he tackled that and hit it out of the park, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of other people did.
Let's open the next beer.
Go for the Oktoberfest. Yeah.
So the next beer is the Oktoberfest. Is a Marsen. Now I'm going to change up to a little Spanish. So, Marsen lo que significa marzo en alemán. Regularmente cuando comenzó la celebración del Oktoberfest en Alemania fue por una boda. Cuando estaba el Oktoberfest se acostumbraba a hacer estilo Marsen. Después del 1990 pues cambiaron de Marsen, de estilo Marsen a estilo Fest Beer. El Fest Beer es un poquito más ligera, más tecata. No me gusta tanto como esta, perdón. Iba a decir algo la tecata, pero
no
iba a decir tecata. No.
Es más liviana.
Es más livianita. Una de regular viene siendo.
Sí, es para que la gente siga, mira,
bebiendo
el litro. Te dan los vasos en litro y tú sabes. Okay.
Esta es de, como le dije, pues de una boda cubana real, y después, como dije, de 1990 pues cambió el Fest Beer, la celebración oficial en Alemania.
Si no me equivoco, el nombre Marsen se refiere a que estas beers las hacían en marzo, en el mes de marzo, para tomárselas durante el Oktoberfest. Realmente en Alemania es en septiembre. So, es una lager que la elaboraban en marzo y la dejaban en lagering phase, que es básicamente almacenamiento frío.
Sí.
Entonces se la consumían en el Oktoberfest.
El color, pues vemos un color.
You guys have Paki, it looks like you got some, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? The funny thing is, we're out of Oktoberfest in St. Croix.
What?
I have nothing in the brewery, so One of our Angelfish Ambers.
I have it right here.
Yeah.
I know you guys have more Oktoberfest in Puerto Rico than we have in St. Croix, so you're welcome. By that way,
And it's more coming.
The color
we
is,
got 100 cases waiting to be picked up. So yeah, you got 100 more cases coming.
el color es como un dorado profundo tirando a amber. Más o menos, pero queda ahí como un
Como un cobre, ¿verdad? Como un cobre.
Yo lo veo cobre.
Cobre. Es una cerveza bastante maltosita. Es una lager maltosita, pero bien clean. Es bien clean.
galletita, se sienten los olores de las maltas.
Mike Long, cheers.
Yeah.
Salud.
Mike
Hablo,
Long.
gente.
Really like a malty and not bitter. It's really like a malty sweet. The malty side sweet at the end.
Yeah, I think it really hit a lot on this beer of a Marzen. It's malty and it's sweet, but it doesn't overdo it. It's not that mouthful of sugar and caramel that you get some of these Oktoberfest. It's just like, after one, I'm done, you know. This is a great session Oktoberfest. Not too heavy, not too light.
Yeah.
And just, you can sit down and drink one.
It's very drinkable.
It's sweet, but it's dry also. It's seca.
It doesn't stick around too long. You know, you don't get that kind of like back of the tongue kind of sweet, sugary residue. You know, it's Dave and Will's our second brewer. They really hit it well with this one. And I talked to Joey about a month ago, and he immediately said, "Make another 15 barrels and send it to me." So that's what's literally on the water as we speak right now. It arrives tomorrow in Puerto Rico.
Really nice.
Yeah. And since our governor is opening some hours, so
we got a little bit of better news today, but still. But I was just gonna say, this is one of the styles that it's really it's super. You can super sessionable, but it's full of flavor.
Yep.
A lot of aroma.
Yeah.
You can really taste all the malt, the grain bill in this thing, Munich malts and all that. Probably Vienna. I don't know what else you guys put in there, but very good.
But yeah, some caramel in Vienna. Right.
Sorry. That have Vienna, have Munich, and which other?
You know what? Dave got logged off. I don't know.
David has the answers.
I can tell you when I look at it, but I don't know. There he is.
Hey, can you hear me?
David, can you talk us about a little bit of the recipe behind the Oktoberfest?
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's for me. I mean, Oktoberfest itself in the style is can be pretty broad ranging, from pretty light straw color to deep and rich and roasty. I tend toward the kind of lighter, easier drinking end. So it's more of a maybe a Marzen traditionally. So a traditional German style lager. So just a bit a very good Pilsner malt base, German Pilsner malt base, some Munich malt, Vienna malt, and just a touch of crystal for color and to kind of sweeten it up with a touch.
Yeah.
What hops do you use in this one?
German noble hops. I think it's Hallertau and Tettnang, if I remember correctly.
Perfect.
Yeah, this one at the few that I have drinking in Puerto Rico. This is the one that have the most bitterness. It's more bitter. It's a little more bitter than the ones that I have. I don't know. I think it's because it's more fresh, and the hops pops more. You know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, if you ever get your hands on a German Oktoberfest, I'm sure it hasn't traveled well.
Yeah,
that also kind of makes it a little more like drinkable, sessionable, because it like cuts through it's not so, it doesn't feel cloying.
Well, that's the trick of hops, isn't it?
Cheers.
You know, they cut through and they dry you out, but that just makes you keep wanting to have another sip.
Yeah.
En verdad que
And the color, the color is beautiful.
Very, very good beer. Yeah. The people in the comments there, I think, agree.
When I like the beers, I like to.
I'm seeing a lot of good comments. Yeah.
Pairing the beer.
To chill out.
I also kiss them.
You say that I only second one.
I only have one.
I don't pet my beer till at least number 7.
You know, the beer that I have heard is the only one in Texas. I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe the Oktoberfest in Texas. That is 100% the only Leatherback Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
It's good to hear it travel.
Peggy, you're in the main brewery, the production brewing in St. Croix. I don't know if you can show us, like, I don't know if the people want to see a little bit of the.
Yeah, I'll do a quick walk around. So this is our brew house. It's a 15-barrel brew house.
15.
And we brew sometimes one time today, sometimes twice, depending on what we're doing. But we brew in season 9 to 10 times a week. Off season 4 to 6 times a week. But it gets a lot of use, and it's a good starter. Eventually, we'll upgrade to something bigger and do bigger batches. But that's our 15-barrel brew house. We now have 11 fermenters, 30-barrel fermenters. So we generally brew twice, back to back, and fill at one fermenter. And we've got 6 right here. And if you follow us to the other side, got another 5 on the other end over here. And we just ordered 2 60-barrel fermenters.
Nice.
So we're doubling the size of our fermenters. We also ordered a whirlpool to increase our ability to brew faster. So instead of doing 2 brews in 12 hours, we can do them in more like 8 to 10 hours. So they'll go here. And if you see up top, we've got plenty of blue floor up or below and plenty of space to put another 6 to 10 fermenters here. And then we've got plenty of open space back here.
Wow.
See all of our kegs. Those are just the clean ones. Our dirty ones are outweigh them in the back. And then we just got another shipment of cans in today. We do blank cans with labels because with all the different styles we do, it just makes it easier to stock and order labels because printed cans got to order too many to deal with. So this is our canning machine. It's a cast canning machine, 30 cans a minute. Our depalletization. And then right here is where the magic happens. Steamer all the way through to the labeler. And then 6-pack rings. Our brothers in Puerto Rico get 6-pack rings that are PackTech though, the snap-ons, because you guys have to have different SKUs and stickers, but is what it is. And then where we keep everything is right there. That's our 2,700 cubic foot walk-in fridge.
Wow. That's a big one.
Wow.
I'll take you in there for just a second, but the camera's going to fog up. So
that's all right.
That's our barrel-aged Hurricane Thanksgiving.
What? Yep.
The secret is out.
So that's a little sneak of what's coming in late November. Is a barrel-aged Imperial Brown.
Wow. Nice.
That's going to be about 10% alcohol, aged in Crucian rum barrels for, I guess it'll be about 4 or 5 months by the time it comes out.
Crucian rum, nice.
So, yeah, local rum made here in St. Croix. They donated the barrels to us.
That's gold, man. That's
super limited supply because of just what the yield is so low in those things. Sorry, I had to plug back in.
Tell me of the Imperial Brown. Send to Texas a few of them.
Hey, we'll get you another one. PK,
I'll tap them. I'll tap it or whatever. You know, just gotta. You don't even have to ask.
And the best thing about that is the name. It's called Hurricane Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Every year,
what better otherwise to make a strong beer for the end of hurricane season?
Yeah, it's our beer to celebrate the end of hurricane season.
Yeah.
we can relate. So that's great that you guys are. I love all the marketing and branding is.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah.
So
questions in the comments.
We like to go to your places, man. The St. Croix, St. Thomas. When the St. Thomas one is ready, we want to go to there, man. We're gonna.
Yeah, we're about 3 weeks out from being ready in St. Thomas. 4 weeks.
You have to go to both of them.
Arturo,
That would be awesome, man.
Let's rent a boat and go over there.
Joey's not joking. Joey's serious.
We have to do like a giveaway, you know?
Joey doesn't joke. He's serious.
We can make a giveaway, a breaking news giveaway, you know, with a boat.
A catamaran.
Hey, talking about giveaways, huh, Kike?
Yeah, hay 2 o 3 por ahí ahora andando.
Estamos por aquí, ¿verdad? En la esquinita y un par de tiendas, ¿verdad? Que compre el 6-pack de Leatherback. Tiene su camisita de Leatherback, ¿verdad? También en la esquinita.
Yo quiero una.
Anuncio no pagado. También la camisa dice Mutiny. Que con la compra del 6-pack tienes una botellita pequeña de Mutiny. El que no sepa, una vodka de pana, gluten free, no GMO.
Nice.
Sí, que guárdame un
el que no la haya probado, denle un chance porque está súper buena.
Yeah.
Oh,
super
nice.
Clean, súper buena. La probé con parcha y con todo una rosada. Súper cool.
Y es pana, vodka de pana.
Te iba a preguntar, Quique, vienen en medium small, ¿verdad? Porque ¿sabes? A mí no me. La large no es para mí.
Tengo que ver cuáles sizes.
Small for kids, you know?
Small, yeah. Large for kids.
For me is X.
Hey.
Ole, tranquilo que I got some for you.
What are your do you guys have any other beers apart from the awesome Imperial Brown you just talked about? Anything else in the pipeline that's about to come out or in plans or?
Yeah, we've got.
I don't know if I missed it.
As Aaron mentioned before, we've got. I'm gonna let Dave explain what we got coming out, but we've got a whole cycle of beers coming out for 2020, and we've already got our 2021 beer plan set. So I'll let Dave explain the next couple styles coming out.
Go, David.
In the immediate future, we have a session IPA, a mango session IPA. Nice. So 5% beer with about 400 pounds of mangoes. Keep it easy drinking, but a good amount of hops to balance that, but not too much to make it burn. So it should be good. A bunch of fun hops in there. I'm looking forward to that beer. We should be canning that on Monday, and I don't know, Packy, you can answer when they'll be getting it in Puerto Rico, but pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a lot of that.
Yeah, and then after that, so that we're going to have for the next 6 weeks or so. And then we're going to move on to the Hurricane Thanksgiving beer in November, which will be very small batch. So don't expect to see it around for too long, because that's something we have to plan 6 to 8 months in advance with the production and the aging in the barrels. And then again, I'll go back to Joey's favorite beer, Guanabana Double IPA. It's everybody's favorite beer. That is a 2-month run. We've only ever done for 1 month. It's a 2-month run, December and January this year. So expect to see that around for a good 8 weeks in Puerto Rico. And I expect that thing to outsell just about any other beer on the market because it is as good as advertised.
Packy, the brown one, with the
November.
Yeah, the Hurricane.
Yeah, we will have that beer in Puerto Rico too.
Yes, but it'd be very limited because we only every other batch was about double the size. Because that beer it has to be barrel aged and a high alcohol content. Our yield is very, very super low on it, so it's going to be one of those highly special beers that won't be around for long or much, and just you got to get it when you get it and put it in your fridge because Puerto Rico might only get 50 to 60 cases of it total.
Joey will save us some beer from us. Yeah.
Yeah, you know somebody
for sure.
Yeah.
I read something about I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I read something about a passion fruit vanilla sour somewhere.
What?
That's looking way.
Reading the crystal ball.
So we just sent our 2021 beer plan over to Ballester and Joey, and it looks like we're looking at a passion fruit vanilla sour probably sometime in middle of 2021.
Nice.
We haven't named it yet, we haven't made it yet, but it's definitely a new, interesting, fun thing that we can add to the lineup.
Sounds awesome. The passion fruit is a big seller here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
so I'm sure
it's a very
yeah, it's huge. We've done a bunch of small batch stuff over here in St. Croix with it, but you know how it is. You get almost no yield from the fruit, so it's hard to get.
Yeah.
You know, we would need 1,000 pounds of passion fruit to make a real big batch of it. So we're going to cross that bridge of how to get the passion fruit. So any of you all Puerto Rican farmers out there, if you want to sell some passion fruit coming up in the next 6 months, hit us up because we might be buying.
passion fruit is the it's people love passion fruit here. If you put passion fruit in something, they will sell like yeah.
Dímelo a mí.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in a sour with a vanilla, and I just the concept
vanilla, man. Oh, nice. Yeah.
We're gonna go after it, but we're also doing so. Back to 2021, we're gonna do a lot of the same popular beers we did this year, but unfortunately, the coronavirus, COVID, upset a lot of our plans as far as shipping guys. So we have Acerola Cherry Hefeweizen that's coming back. I think the Angelfish Amber, that one is also going to come back. That was well received. We've got a couple of the new ones to line up. The passion fruit vanilla. We've got an East Coast style IPA that we're playing with. That we want to kind of. We're not going to copy the Altogether IPA because that's not what we do. But we kind of want to put our own spin on it, and Dave's going to just kind of go wild and make fun stuff. And you know what? If something pops up in between and we can make it and put it out and get all the labels approved, then we're going to do it.
You can brew a hazy IPA for yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't have an issue if you copy the Altogether IPA.
No. We're not going to copy it.
No,
Nobody will.
No, but it'll be.
And you said you're getting a Whirlpool tank, so that's probably makes it a little easier to do some of those crazy hoppy.
Well, and that's the great thing about being so close to you guys is that we can do something crazy and hoppy, and knowing that we can package it on a Tuesday, and it's for sale the following Tuesday in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So that beer is purchased and drank within the proper time for a hazy IPA that should be. You shouldn't have a 6-month-old hazy IPA.
Yep.
No, man.
It's not gonna be the right beer. So
no, it's not. It's gonna be the same beer, yo.
For sure.
No.
Va a estar mala.
Jorge, ¿algo más? ¿Qué Joey, Arturo, ¿qué añadimos?
Joey, algo más que tú quieras decir, ¿dónde la pueden conseguir en Puerto Rico? Las tiendas, habla de
Bueno, pues, como siempre, en tu negocio de cerveza artesanal favorito, vayamos en la esquinita y el que no pueda llegar a su negocio artesanal favorito, la puede conseguir en la Noteca. Craft Beer Puerto Rico en Instagram, Craft Beer Puerto Rico aquí en Facebook. Y es verdad que gracias a los muchachos de Breaking News and Beer and Coffee, verdad que esto es una experiencia bien bonita, educar a la gente, darle a conocer lo que estamos trayendo. Es verdad que gracias a Jorge, a todos los muchachos, a Rick, a todos, a Ariel, a todos, de verdad que cada vez que me inviten, cuenten conmigo, de verdad que sí.
Gracias.
Joey, te pregunto, ¿todavía te queda de la Oktoberfest, ¿verdad?
¿De cuál?
De la Oktoberfest.
La de Leatherback.
Sí,
nos quedan y la semana que viene nos llegan un par de cajas más.
Pues, de hecho.
Super. Sí, yo creo que esa va a estar aquí para un buen rato. En la esquinita por lo menos hay bastante lata, si quieren buscar, adelante.
Para que la busquen, que está buena.
Y está bien buena, sí.
Está buena y refrescante.
Están hablando ahí de la Angelfish, que está bien buena.
Angelfish.
De hecho, saludos, José. Where can we find social media, etc.? Yep.
So, David,
I was just wondering if you guys would ever do a remote broadcast and get you over here at our breweries, either in St. Thomas or St. Croix. We can do the show from there.
No, that would be awesome. I love that idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
Joey, rent the boat, man.
Hey, these guys can get us a plane. It could be faster. No, but we can make some calls that people have a boat. It's easier to go to St. Thomas, you know.
Me lo dicen con tiempo para ver qué puedo hacer.
And we don't need a passport either. So
no,
and that's a good question from Ramiro Colón.
So, Ramiro Colón have a question.
We're ready for you.
Dale, Quique, lee la preguntita ahí.
Ahí está, salió en el screen.
Yeah.
A ver, Quique.
We've talked about doing collaborations with other breweries in Puerto Rico. We've met through our kind of marketing push, and we have a wonderful salesperson in Puerto Rico that works for us and Mutiny Island Vodka named Mina. And Mina, I feel like knows every single person in the world.
Yeah, Mina.
Anything to do with craft beer. So she has hooked us up with a bunch of other brewers in Puerto Rico that we continue to have a good conversation with, and we came close to setting up a couple collaborations, but then again, coronavirus hit and everything kind of went to crap.
Maybe you're gonna have a collaboration with Ocean Lab in the near future. You never know.
We might. We actually we work really well with Ocean Lab. We've when we got in a pinch a couple times with hops, we called them up. They had some extra. They sent them over. Nice. They're great with CJ and Jose and those guys there. I mean, they've been awesome to us. And you know, it's a good community. It's not like you versus me. It's a very good, like, hey, let's knock off the big boys. You know, we're in this together. We make craft beer. There's enough market share for all of us to get along and be successful and enjoy each other's products. And I talk with CJ and guys at Ocean Lab frequently. Joselito has worked with us. I think he's in Dragonstone now, but he used to be at Stone Brewery.
We're putting in a lot of taps in our new St. Thomas. Our St. Thomas tasting room has taps, and we intend to open them up to guest brewers and friends and neighbors. So we certainly hope we can get some of the good beers made in the Caribbean, whether it's from the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, or other islands, on tap at our tasting rooms. We're happy to celebrate the love of craft beer, well-made Caribbean craft beer in particular.
Yeah.
Pues ya estamos, ¿verdad, Corillo?
Yo creo que estamos running out of time. I keep it under an hour. Thank you guys so much for the time. Gracias, Joey, por traer esta cerveza excelente.
Thank you for the beers.
Thank you guys for making them.
Thank you for sending me the beers. Gracias.
You let me know. Next time
we hope we can do an episode over there. That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
let's take that word.
That is after October. It's like November or December, something like that.
You don't have a friend that has a boat?
We're good with that.
He's planning on hurricane.
Probably. I don't know, either a boat or a plane. We'll see. We'll find something.
You know te pueden conseguir.
We're close enough. We can do it anytime.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we're close.
Sí, que te toca.
Enrique Fernández, Facebook y la esquinita, Jardín Cervecero. Estamos a las órdenes. Cualquier cosa, tenemos un montón de Leatherback, así que nos visitan. Cualquier cosa, estamos a las órdenes.
Arturo, dale, que te toca, Arturo.
Ok, Arturo Ferrer por Facebook y Minimalist por Instagram. Ahí estamos.
Pues a mí me consiguen en Facebook bajo Ramones Brew y por Facebook Ramones Brew, perdón, en Facebook Jorge Scar Ramos Lugo, por Instagram por Ramones Brew, y a los tres nos consiguen Breaking News, Beer and Coffee. Será hasta la próxima. Salud.
Salud, porque se me acabó la beer, se me acabaron. Era.
Cheers.
Señor director.
Thank you guys. Cheers.